Hey, what's up? It's Wick for Xiaomify, and today we're looking at the Xiaomi Mi 9 SE, a more budget-friendly version of Xiaomi's Mi 9. Let's go! In the box, we can find pretty much the same as we've seen with the Mi 9. We've got a SIM card tray tool, a bunch of instruction booklets, a USB-C to headphone jack adapter, and a basic protective case. Below that, you'll find the Mi 9 SE, a 18 watts wall brick, and USB-C charging cable. So the first thing I notice is that it's slightly smaller than the Mi 9 that we've recently looked at. Being a little less than 15 by 7 centimeters, it's about 1 centimeter smaller in height and half a centimeter smaller in width, which makes it about 20 grams lighter as well. The screen is a bit smaller, being around 6-inch compared to the 6.4-inch screen on the regular Mi 9. The Mi 9 SE is the first phone to come with a Snapdragon 712, which is a 8-core processor that clocks up to 2.3 GHz. It does also come with 6 gigs of RAM, but with a battery that's almost 3100 mAh, it is a bit of a smaller battery than we find in the Mi 9. Besides that, it's got a dual SIM card slot, NFC, USB-C supporting 18 watts quick charging, and a in-glass fingerprint scanner on the front of the phone, which is pretty cool. On the front, you'll find a 20 megapixel selfie camera in that pretty small drop notch, which seems to be exactly the same as on the Mi 9, and on the back it's got a 3-lens camera setup with a 48 megapixel regular lens and a 13 megapixel ultra wide angle lens and a 8 megapixel telephoto lens. So let's look at the camera, as that's surely a thing that you're here to see. I've made a whole bunch of photos with the Mi 9 SE, and these photos come out really good. So here's a photo I've taken with the regular lens, the wide angle lens, and the telephoto lens. I've gone around the block and taken some more pictures with it, and they come out looking really good actually. From the camera, you can select the 48 megapixel option, which allows you to use the full 48 megapixel sensor on the main camera. This takes super high resolution 48 megapixel photos and merges groups of 4 pixels into one, creating more detailed and less noisy photos, which do come out to be 12 megapixels though, in the final result. So how is it in daily use? Well, in broad terms, the Mi 9 SE is pretty much like the Mi 9, mostly because of MIUI 10, its operating system, which really makes it look and feel the same. I personally really got to like the MIUI operating system. It's fast and intuitive, and it's no difference here on the Mi 9 SE. In hand, I must say that it feels a little bit more comfortable than the Mi 9, as this phone is slightly smaller. I've tried out the speaker and the microphone on both as well, and this is the Mi 9. I do feel the speaker on the Mi 9 is slightly better, but I guess that was to be expected. The microphone on the Mi 9 sounded a lot worse than on the SE, which surprised me a lot. Okay, so this is what I sound like through the Mi 9. Hey, this is what I sound like through the Mi 9 SE. For some reason, the SE could record in stereo, with the left channel being significantly louder than the right channel, but when taking a mono channel of both the 9 and the 9 SE, the SE sounds insanely much better, which again was so surprising. Okay, so this is what I sound like through the Mi 9. Hey, this is what I sound like through the Mi 9 SE. So then, what's so different between the Mi 9 and the Mi 9 SE? Well, as it is quite a bit cheaper, Xiaomi definitely had to make some compromises on the Mi 9 SE. The first thing here is the processor. Even though they are both using all new Snapdragon processors, the clock speed on the Mi 9, which uses the Snapdragon 855, is definitely a bit faster. In most use scenarios, you will not really notice that the Mi 9 SE is slow. It feels fast and snappy, but things like face unlocking surely go a bit faster on the Mi 9. As the GPU is pretty much paired with the processor, the Adreno 640 of the Mi 9 is quite a bit more capable than the 616 found in the Mi 9 SE. Sure, it is slightly slower in its performance, but they're just really minor details that you might notice when taking a photo with the night mode, as the processing takes about a second longer on the Mi 9 SE. When opening apps, you can see a small difference, with the Mi 9 being slightly faster, but really it's not that big of a deal for a lot of people, I guess. Although both phones support quick charge, The Mi 9 SE doesn't have Qi wireless charging as found on the Mi 9. Also, the battery is definitely a bit smaller than the Mi 9, which is about 200 mAh smaller. The screen is slightly smaller, which might be a small compromise, but I do gotta say that the size of the Mi 9 SE is really nice in hand, and it's pretty much the same as the iPhone X, for example. Also, the Mi 9 SE has a body made of full Gorilla Glass 5, whereas the Mi 9 has a display made of Gorilla Glass 6 and the rest of the body uses Gorilla Glass 5. It's a minor detail, but it is a difference. Also, the camera is slightly different. Even though Xiaomi kind of advertises that it's the same camera as the Mi 9 as well as the Mi 9 SE both have a triple camera setup, there are really some differences. The main lens is definitely the same. It uses the same image processor as on the Mi 9. The telephoto lens is a f2.4 as compared to the f2.2 on the Mi 9. And it only captures 8 megapixels as compared to the 12 megapixels on the Mi 9. The wide-angle lens captures 13 megapixels instead of 16, and this also has a f2.4 aperture compared to the f2.2 on the Mi 9. They're all relatively small changes that do allow Xiaomi to make this Mi 9 SE a lot more affordable. I do gotta point out that the wide-angle lens is actually 5 degrees wider on the SE, which you can see in this photo right here. It's really not a lot, but it is slightly wider than the Mi 9, which is kinda cool. So what's the same on these? Well, both phones have an IR blaster on top, which allows you to set up your phone to control all your infrared controllable devices, which is really cool. The storage and RAM is the same on both phones, as is the in-glass fingerprint scanner. So there are really some cool overlaps that might make you want to decide to get the Mi 9 SE, especially when you're on a smaller budget but do want a really good and new smartphone. So what do I think? Well, I think the Mi 9 SE is a very cool addition to the lineup of Xiaomi phones. It's definitely made some compromises to make it more affordable, but then again, it is quite a bit more affordable. I do gotta mention it again, the smaller form factor makes it feel really nice in hand, as I believe we don't all need to have a super large display, so it's really not a bad thing that it's a bit smaller. The camera is really good. Its main camera and front-facing cameras are exactly the same as on the Mi 9, but I did notice quite some differences between the photos and videos of the Mi 9 and the 9 SE, and I will do a separate video just looking at the video and photos. Overall, the Mi 9 SE is a very capable and very nice phone that's got a lot of similar features to the Mi 9, but it is quite a lot cheaper. The Mi 9 SE is available in this blue, lavender, and black, and it came out in Europe for only 350 euros, which is about 150 euros cheaper, which actually is quite a lot if you're on a budget. So that's about it for the Mi 9 SE. If you like this video, please leave a little thumbs up below the video. And if you're interested, I'm going to be doing a full photo comparison comparing the Mi 9 and the Mi 9 SE, as there might be some things that you didn't expect. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see y'all soon. Peace.